How to overcome social anxiety. There comes a moment in life when you realize you were never meant to live in fear. You were never meant to silence yourself, to shrink, to be a prisoner of your own mind. Deep within you, there is a voice longing to be heard, a presence waiting to shine. But fear has kept you small, whispering, what if they judge me? What if I'm not enough? Today that ends. Today you step into the light. Because beyond fear lies freedom, beyond doubt lies power, and beyond hesitation lies the life you were meant to live. Are you ready? Let's begin. Number 1, the shadow within, unlocking the door to confidence. Deep within each of us lies a hidden force, one that shapes our fears, fuels our doubts, and keeps us from stepping into the world with confidence. This force is not an enemy, but an unacknowledged part of ourselves, the shadow we often refuse to face. It is the quiet voice that tells us to stay silent in a group, the tension that grips us when eyes turn in our direction, the fear that convinces us we are not enough. But here's the truth. This shadow is not here to defeat you. It exists because a part of you longs to be free. Social anxiety is not a curse. It is a signal. It points to the parts of yourself that crave recognition, that yearn to be understood, not by others, but by you. The world will not judge you as harshly as you judge yourself. You are not small. You are not inadequate. You are capable of standing tall, speaking boldly, and forging deep, meaningful connection. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, what if everything you fear is simply an illusion? What if happiness is waiting on the other side of this fear? Number 2, the individuation process, becoming who you were meant to be. There comes a moment in life when we must ask ourselves, are we truly living as the person we were meant to be, or are we merely playing a role shaped by fear and the expectations of others? Social anxiety thrives when we disconnect from our true selves, when we suppress parts of who we are to fit into a mold that was never meant for us. Real confidence isn't about pretending to be fearless. It's about integrating every part of yourself, both the strong and the uncertain, into one powerful whole. The key is not to eliminate fear, but to understand it. Every doubt, every hesitation is a signal from within, calling you toward growth. The journey to overcoming social anxiety is not about changing who you are. It's about becoming who you truly are. Take a deep breath and think about this. What if you stop fighting yourself? What if you embrace the moments of discomfort as signs that you are evolving? The happiest and wisest people are not those who avoid fear, but those who use it as fuel to step into their greatness. Your path to freedom begins when you stop running and start owning who you are. Number 3, the power of archetypes, rewriting the role you play in life. Every person you meet plays a role. Some step into a room as a leader, commanding attention without saying a word. Others fade into the background, afraid to take up space. These roles are not random. They are deeply ingrained patterns, shaped by past experiences and unconscious beliefs. If social anxiety holds you back, it's not because you lack confidence. It's because you have unknowingly adopted the wrong role. Think about it. When you enter a social situation, what role do you assume? Are you the observer, standing on the sidelines, afraid to engage? The overthinker, questioning every word before you speak? The invisible one, hoping to go unnoticed? These roles are not permanent. They are merely scripts that have been handed to you. And here's the truth. You can rewrite them. Pause for a moment and imagine the role you truly want to play. The confident speaker, the person who connects effortlessly, the one who walks into any room with ease, knowing they belong. That version of you already exists. You just haven't stepped into it yet. Now ask yourself, what if today was the day you changed the script? What if you refused to be defined by the limitations of the past? The happiest and most successful people aren't those born without fear, but those who refuse to let it define them. The power to change is in your hands. The world is waiting for you. Not the hesitant, uncertain version of you, but the one who knows their worth, and dares to take their place? Are you ready to step into the role you were meant to play? Because happiness isn't found in hiding, it's found in stepping forward. Number 4, the collective unconscious. You are not alone in your fears. There is a lie that social anxiety tells you, that you are alone in your struggle, that everyone else moves through life effortlessly while you hesitate. But here's the truth. Every single person you meet has, at some point, felt the weight of self-doubt, the fear of judgment, the awkwardness, the uncertainty. It is not just yours. It is part of the shared human experience woven into our collective unconscious. Think about it. How many times have you assumed that others are confident while you struggle? But if you could step inside their minds, you would see their own fears, their own self-doubt, their own moments of hesitation. The difference between those who thrive and those who remain stuck isn't the absence of fear, it's their ability to move forward despite it. Now let this sink in. You are not broken, you are not different, you are human, and humans by nature are wild for connection. The world is not against you, it is waiting for you. What if instead of fearing others' opinions, you saw them as allies on the same journey? Because the moment you realize you're not alone, you reclaim your power. Number 5, projection and perception. The fear is not out there, it's within. Social anxiety has a way of convincing you that others are judging you, analyzing every word, every movement. But what if I told you that most of this fear is not reality, it's a projection of your own inner doubts? The way you believe others see you is often just a reflection of how you see yourself. Think about this. When you walk into a room and feel like people are scrutinizing you, where does that feeling come from? Did someone actually say something? Or is it an internal voice whispering that you're not good enough? More often than not, people aren't thinking about you nearly as much as you fear. They are too busy wrestling with their own thoughts, their own insecurities, their own worries about how they are being perceived. Here's something powerful to remember. The world reflects back what you believe about yourself. If you see yourself as awkward, unworthy, or uninteresting, you project that energy, and others unconsciously respond to it. But when you shift how you see yourself, when you choose to carry yourself with self-acceptance and confidence, people will start seeing you differently. Pause for a moment and imagine walking into a room, not seeking approval, but knowing that you already belong. What if, instead of assuming rejection, you assumed connection? What if you realize that most people are far more focused on themselves than on you? You do not need permission to take up space. You do not need to prove your worth. The moment you stop seeing yourself through the lens of fear is the moment the world starts responding to you differently. Happiness and freedom come not from changing others' perceptions, but from changing your own. The ego's illusion, breaking free from self-imposed limits. There is a voice inside your head that tells you who you are. It reminds you of past mistakes, magnifies your flaws, and whispers that you don't belong. This voice is the ego, the part of you that clings to an outdated identity, one built on fear, rejection, and self-doubt. But what if this identity is not the truth? What if the person you believe yourself to be is just a collection of old stories that no longer serve you? Think about it. Every time you hold back in a conversation, every time you hesitate to introduce yourself, every time you feel the weight of social anxiety, it's not because you are incapable. It's because your ego has convinced you that you are still the person who was once ignored, embarrassed, or rejected. But that moment is gone. That version of you no longer exists. The only thing keeping it alive is your belief in it. Now imagine this. What if you let go of the past? What if you stopped identifying with fear and instead embraced the version of yourself that is confident, free, and alive? Happiness begins the moment you stop living through the lens of old wounds and start seeing yourself as limitless. The truth is, no one is holding you back but you. The restrictions, the fears, the doubts, they are illusions created by the ego to keep you safe. But you were not born to play small. You were not meant to live in the shadows of hesitation. You were meant to live. Take a breath and ask yourself, who would I be without the fear? Because the day you release the ego as illusion is the day you reclaim your happiness, your confidence, and your life. Number 6, the power of the present, freedom, exists in this moment. Anxiety thrives in one place, the future. It fills your mind with what ifs. What if I say something foolish? What if they judge me? What if I don't belong? These thoughts pull you away from the only moment that truly exists. Right now, the more you live in the imagined future, the more you disconnect from reality, from joy, from life itself. But here's something powerful to remember. Happiness is never found in the future. It is only ever experienced in the present. Right now, in this very moment, there is no judgment, no rejection, no failure. There is only you, breathing, existing, alive. And in this space, fear has no power. Think about the time when you felt fully present, maybe laughing with a friend, watching a sunset, or getting lost in something you love. In those moments, there was no anxiety because you weren't trapped in thoughts of the future. You were simply being. This is the secret to confidence, not forcing yourself to be fearless, but anchoring yourself in the present so deeply that fear has no room to grow. Take a deep breath and feel the power of now. The next time anxiety creeps in, pause, feel your feet on the ground, listen to the sounds around you, return to the present, because this moment is the only place where life happens. What if, instead of fearing the future, you embraced the now? What if happiness wasn't something you chased, but something you allowed yourself to experience today? Because the truth is, the future doesn't hold your freedom. This moment does, and the more you learn to live here, the more you will step into the confidence and happiness that have always been waiting for you. Number 7, the shadow within, embracing the parts you hide. Deep inside, there are parts of yourself that you try to suppress. The insecurities, the fears, the moments of failure that you'd rather forget. You push them down, hoping they will disappear, but they don't. Instead, they shape your thoughts, your actions, and your sense of self-worth. This hidden part of you is what Carl Jung called the shadow, and the more you run from it, the more power it has over you. Think about it. What are you afraid people will see in you? That you're not smart enough, not interesting enough, not worthy enough? These fears do not come from the outside world. They come from the shadow you refuse to face. Social anxiety is not just fear of others. It is fear of being seen as the flawed, imperfect human that you are. But here's the truth. Your flaws do not make you unworthy. They make you real. Take a moment to consider this. What if, instead of hiding your shadow, you embraced it? What if you acknowledged your insecurities, accepted them, and stopped letting them define you? The most powerful, magnetic people are not those who are perfect. They are those who have owned their imperfections and made peace with them. Now is the time to stop fighting yourself. The fear, the doubt, the imperfections, they are all part of your story, but they do not have to control you. When you stop rejecting your shadow, you stop fearing the judgment of others. You become whole, free, untouchable. What if today was the day you made peace with yourself? Because happiness is not found in perfection, it is found in acceptance. And the moment you embrace every part of who you are, the world will do the same. Number 8, authenticity, the courage to be fully yourself. At the core of social anxiety is a silent question. Will they accept me? This fear drives people to wear masks, to filter their words, to mold themselves into what they think others want them to be. But here's the great paradox. The more you try to fit in, the more invisible you become. True connection, true confidence, true happiness. None of these come from being accepted for a version of yourself that isn't real. They come from the courage to be fully you. Think about it. The people who captivate us the most are never the ones who blend in. They are the ones who dare to stand out, to own their quirks, to speak their truth without apology. They don't seek approval because they know something powerful. Authenticity is magnetic. When you stop chasing validation and start embracing who you are, people are naturally drawn to you. Why? Because deep down, everyone is searching for the freedom to do the same. Now, take a moment. Ask yourself how much of your life has been spent editing yourself for the comfort of others. How many times have you held back your thoughts, your laughter, your personality, just to fit in? And what has that cost you? The happiest people are not the ones who are liked by everyone. They are the ones who refuse to betray themselves for the sake of approval. They walk into a room knowing that they belong, not because they are perfect, but because they are real. And that is enough. What if today you let go of the need to be liked and embrace the joy of being you? Because the day you stop trying to fit in is the day you finally start living. Number 9, the path forward. Action is the antidote to fear. Fear thrives in inaction. The longer you wait, the stronger it grows. Social anxiety keeps you trapped, whispering, not today, maybe tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes unless you decide to take action now. The mind will always find reasons to hesitate, but confidence is not something you wait for, it is something you build. Think about this. Every confident person you admire once stood where you are. They were nervous, uncertain, afraid, but they stepped forward anyway. They spoke when the voice trembled. They showed up when they wanted to hide. And with every action, fear lost its power. The same path is in front of you. The question is, will you take the first step? Start small. Say hello to a stranger. Hold eye contact for a little longer. Speak up when doubt tells you to stay silent. Each step is a declaration. I refuse to be ruled by fear. And with every act of courage, your world expands. Imagine the life that awaits you, the connections, the joy, the freedom. It is all on the other side of action, so take that step. Because happiness doesn't wait for you to feel ready, it waits for you to begin. Social anxiety is not a life sentence, it is a challenge calling you to rise. You are not here to live in fear, to shrink, to silence yourself. You are here to thrive, to connect, to embrace life fully. The key has always been within you: self-awareness, presence, acceptance, authenticity, and action. Step forward, not with the absence of fear, but with the courage to move despite it. Your journey to confidence begins now. Take that step and the world will open to you. Good luck on this path of growth, and thank you for embracing your true self.